Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum has pushed a little higher since yesterday. We had our first signal yesterday that we might push a little higher after an initial break of resistance. And the price has indeed moved further towards the top of the upper boundary line. Or not towards the top, but towards the upper boundary line of our price channel that we've been observing already for a week or so. And let's talk about that. And first of all, for anybody who's new on the channel, the current idea is, well, we've got two scenarios we're tracking. The first scenario, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. In this scenario, the price bottomed here in a fourth wave on the 14th of June. And this would be a fourth wave. I mentioned it only in yesterday's video that we could have struck a bottom, but we obviously need some kind of a signal. And that signal came with a break above initial resistance. So I'm going to talk about this scenario more in this video. But in the other scenario, if the price cannot maintain now support, which we're going to talk about, and instead breaks below 3,337 and then follows through with a break below 3,208, we should see a move down into the lower support region, which would send the price back into the regions between the or around the May and the April lows, right? So that would be plan B, and that would just be a larger wave 4. So wave 3 topped here in March, A wave down, B wave rally, only in 3 waves so far, and then a C wave down. It wouldn't be surprising because the move up is anyway only a diagonal, but it's in 3 waves, so it could get another high. So I'm exploring that idea, but as long as we don't have any, let's say, confirmation that a low is in place in this overall upper support area, the focus needs to be on further downside. But we now have a process of possibly a trend change. Possibly. So we're going to talk about that. And let's switch to the 30-minute chart for that. In this scenario, the price topped in a third wave of a diagonal pattern here on Thursday, the 23rd of May. Now wave W, X, Y structure, and we are now in the Y wave, which is an A, B, C structure, and the C wave is currently unfolding. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, we had a full wave count, and we were just watching to see if there was a reaction, and then, oh, it actually happened already before the last video, but after the signal I put out to gold members where I said, okay, we have a full wave count. There was a resistance area, which I've now taken out, which we wanted to see break as a first confirmation that we're moving higher. But when I made the video yesterday, we only had 3 waves up. So I highlighted, okay, I need to see as further confirmation that we've bottomed, I need to see 5 waves. Now, this is a possible 5-wave move. It's a bit questionable because I think in the 5th wave, we should ideally get another high. Ideally. Maybe even the price to reach the 61.8 extension of waves 1 and 3 together. Bear in mind, this is just unreliable micro counting, but it's the first possible 5-wave move up. We've even broken above the last high. So it's now for the market to prove that it can form a series of higher highs and higher lows. So it's forming a higher high. Next would be a higher low, which would be the pullback into this newly added micro support area. So this is micro support. And this is defined between $3,408 and $3,403. What we can do, we can try to make that a little bit more obvious on the chart. I think what we want to do is to make that background of the larger one a little bit less obvious. And then, yeah, and then we can make the smaller box here a little clearer. So that's micro support, yeah? Hold on. Maybe like that. So, and that is between 3,403 and 3,480. Now, to really get an early confirmation that we've bottomed, yeah, I mean, this is now the first 5-wave move up. Is that enough for a confirmation? No, but it's like an early indication. The test for that idea that we could have bottomed is a 3-wave pullback into micro support. So if there is a pullback now, I'm watching these fib levels, and ideally at one of them there's going to be a reaction. And if the price can then break above the first 5 waves, well, then we have all the 3 confirmations that we can get on this time frame as per an Elliott wave point of view that we've bottomed in the larger 4th wave. That's not certainty, right? But it's all building probabilities step by step. Now, that being said, ideally we get one more high in wave 5, but it's not necessarily needed. It's not necessarily needed. And yeah, so the overall wave count, if this really has bottomed, bear in mind as well that the next move up is only going to be an ABC structure. All right, so we don't necessarily need 5 waves, but the fact that we have 5 is definitely helpful. So I'm just labeling it as an ABC structure now in wave A. Yeah, so this is how it could work out, right? So initial rally in 5 waves would be the A wave, then a B wave pullback, and then a C wave rally. This can turn into something different, but bear in mind that circle wave 5, is an ABC structure because we're moving in a larger diagonal. So how this A wave exactly develops is difficult to say, but I'm tracking it as a simple ABC for now, with the A wave being a possible 5 wave move. In very simple terms, as long as we're now holding 3,403, someone might take the perspective that we've bottomed, okay? For me, it's a bit too early to confirm because I want to see it successfully hold support, okay, and then also break out to the upside afterwards. But these are the parameters that we can now watch. In terms of resistance, next micro resistance is here, 3,569. That's the next key level. There is one above, which is also relevant still for a 5th wave there, which is the 78.6 extension, 3,600 pretty much. Ideally, I wanted to finish there, the 5th wave. If it goes higher, it might already be in this A wave. Yeah. But we'll see. These are micro structures, so they are very fragile. They might change quickly. They might change easily. But that's best we can do on this time frame from an Elliott wave point of view. Giving you support, giving you upside targets, resistance, and so on. You've got some trend lines to watch as well. And okay, if we form another low, I already mentioned in the beginning what the next key support levels are, which, you know, it would just mean that the micro pattern here is breaking. But we are still in this 4th wave then. I will only take a different perspective below 3,209. That's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.